Welcome in to This Week in Bobcat Athletics. I'm Andrew Mitchell, and I am joined by the Student Athlete Advisory Committee. With me is SAAC President Abby Lee Meneses, Vice President Aaron Laughlin, Secretary Christina Castro, Community Outreach Member Doris Reyes, and the SAAC Marketing Chair Kimmy Sato. First off, how is everyone doing this morning?
Doing good, thanks.
Doing great.
We are in the middle of basketball season right now. Both teams, men's and women's, are towards the top of the California Pacific Conference. You guys are both coming off wins against Cal Maritime, and three of the student athletes with me right now are from men's and women's basketball. Christina Castro and Kimmy Sato on the women's side, and Aaron Laughlin on the men's side. Thick of conference play right now, getting ready to head down to Arizona. Guys, how's your season going so far?
It's going good. Right now we're looking forward to traveling to Arizona, and hopefully we could pick up 2 wins, and it would really help us in the long run. So, yeah.
Yeah, we're in a great position as well. We're in a spot we've never been. We're towards the top of the Cal Pac going into the second half of the season. Just looking forward to this Arizona trip, and then coming back for our last 2 home games this season.
So we have our last 2 home games on the February 8th and 10th, and we really appreciated the support from the community, including the campus and even outside. Our senior night is February 10th, and our only senior in basketball is Christina Castro, so if we can all come out and support her, that would be awesome.
You heard it. Mark it on your calendar. Do whatever you got to do to be at Hostetler Court. Those final 2 home games, once again, those are February 8th against La Sierra and February 10th senior night against Antelope Valley. And Abby, going off of that, do you want to talk about why else, such as other people like our student athletes, should go and save those dates on their calendar?
Sure. So a couple years ago, we started a program to try and get more student athletes to attend the other student athletes game and really build a sense of community between all the athletics department. So student athletes can earn points for their teams by attending home games and away games and different community functions that the SAAC puts together. There is an award at the end of the year that's announced at the banquet. The last year Bobcat Spirit Award champions was the women's basketball team, and the year before I believe was the women's volleyball team. So shout out to them, keeping the streak alive.
What are the standings looking like this year?
So our mid-year update is women's basketball in first place with 16.94 points. Then men's volleyball with 16 points, and men's basketball in third with 14.67. Then it goes men's cross country, women's soccer, women's volleyball, women's cross country, and then men's soccer.
For those teams that are looking to make a strong push here in the spring semester, Kimmy, what is the breakdown, I guess, of how many points you can get for all of the different events?
So you get 2 points for going to a playoff or championship game, and then 2 points for senior night, 3 points for a SAAC event, and 5 points for an away game, as long as you take a picture and tag the UC Merced SAAC on Instagram or Twitter.
Yeah, shout out to Madison and Mitchell and Madison and Mayoralgo for supporting men's volleyball on the road a couple weeks ago at CSUN. And Abby, yourself, and Ali Lozano in December at UC Riverside. Diving a little deeper into your guys' roles here on the SAAC, I know you guys are also very big on serving the community. So Doris, take me through one of your most recent events.
Correct. So last semester during the fall, we did the foster youth shopping event at the Merced Mall, and all of the teams, we raised over $1,000 to buy Christmas presents for the foster kids in Merced. And with men's volleyball, they were the ones who got first place in this event, and I think it was a great experience for everyone to participate in this event.
Yeah, so we try and make our donation drives kind of competitive amongst the different teams. So this year for our Coins for a Cause, we set up some jars in the coaches' offices, and basically coins count as positive money for your team and bills count as negative money. So you basically try and put as many coins in your jar as possible and as many bills in the other team's jars. I think we actually ended up with a lot more bills than coins because the teams do get very competitive, but that did help us to bring the money count up to over $1,000, so I think that it was pretty successful.
And in the past, you guys have done sock drives, you guys have done canned food drives. What have you guys found to be the most successful, or I guess the most fun for all the different teams?
I think the sock drive has been the most fun, and I think.
Yeah, that one was actually our first donation drive that we put together as a SAAC. And we ended up at the beginning of the 2 weeks with teams bringing in only a couple pairs each. By the end, we had men's volleyball each pitching in $20 and buying a box bigger than me from eBay full of socks to donate to the homeless. We ended up with 2,217 pairs of socks total that we donated, so that one was also very successful.
I think anytime you get a group of athletes and have a cause for it, we can get really competitive, and some of us don't want to lose. So when you put a charity event and athletes to it, I think it can really make a good impact on our community.
Those are just two of the main events that that you guys, the SAAC, puts on every year. And to no surprise, they all turn out successful. Speaking of events, how was your guys' spring kickoff over the weekend?
It was a really good event. A lot of people came out, and we played the ultimate handball tournament. It was really funny because it's kind of like basketball rules, but with a different ball. So it was like people couldn't really shoot, but it was really funny. And then we had pizza. Everybody got free T-shirts. Yeah, it was really fun. It was really fun.
It's a good way to start the spring semester, coming back from break and get everybody together. It's a real camaraderie event, I think, each year.
Yeah, I think anytime we can all get together, and because we don't really interact. Well, not that we don't interact, but we don't all get to hang out at one place at one time throughout the year. So if we can get as many student athletes together at one time, it's really fun because you kind of if you don't already know them, you get to know them a little bit better, and then you really develop like those friendships or connections that you could have for the rest of your life or however long.
And a big reason why these events run so smoothly is because of the dedication that these student athletes and all the student athletes in the SAAC put in. There's so much that the SAAC represents, and one thing that you guys may or may not know is that Abby and Aaron are representatives at the conference level in the CalPAC and even at the national level, and will head to Kansas City later this spring for a national convention.
So we did this last year as well, and it was actually in San Diego, and we are part of the ASA, which is the Association of Student Athletes, and basically what we do is kind of similar to what we do on the SAAC here at East Merced, but just on a national level, and so we represent 65,000 athletes, and we try and put out either legislation or new types of ways to just represent the student athletes that are in the NAI, and so one way we do this is by going to this convention, and we meet with other athletic directors or commissioners from all the athletic
Conferences.
Commissioners from all the athletic conferences, and we talk about new ways to help out the student athletes, whether it's things like drug testing or if it's new ways to create that community outreach within our conferences.
We also put forward legislation. This year, the ASA is sponsoring a move to have at least one day off for student athletes to give them a period of rest. So that's something that we are looking forward to going on April 13th. It's just a great opportunity to get to meet other student leaders across the country.
And how many other student leaders have you guys found in the past there?
It's about 30 of them. Well, that will go to the go to the conference, and then there's about 40 within the ASA.
Yeah, so basically each student athlete on the ASA is representative of a sport that is in the NAIA. So I am the at-large women's soccer representative, and Aaron is the men's Division II at-large representative. So we basically are the representative for our entire sport across the country, which is pretty cool.
Abby, let's stay with you. We heard about the basketball season earlier in this edition, but how about your and Doris's fall seasons?
So our season on the women's cross country team was very successful. I could say we got third place in the conference, and we actually sent two women to the national level to compete there. That was Karina Martinez and Sarah Saldana. Sarah being a senior and Karina being a junior. I think they did really well. And we had two guys, Blake, a freshman, and Anthony being a junior.
Yeah, and the women's soccer team also did very well. We made it all the way to the California Pacific Conference championships of the tournament. Unfortunately, we lost, but we definitely played a good game and we had a great season. I think it's a great way to end your college career playing with a team that you love and coaches that are very supportive. So,
Aaron, Christina, Kimmy, favorite memories from basketball season?
One of my favorite memories this season so far off the court was one of our last days of conditioning. We actually had a water balloon fight with the women's soccer team out on the soccer field, and it was because all of summer we were both here working out, and we had like a prank war, and like cars were getting saran wrapped, like our refrigerators. It was a really long game we were going on, and the coaches decided to end it by having us hash it out with the water balloon fight.
My favorite memory was actually from this season as well. It was on the court. We were playing La Sierra, and we won the game off a buzzer beater. I got the offensive rebound with about 5 seconds left, and then I threw it up to Ryan Haywood at the top of the key. He drove in, hit a floater, and then we all rushed him off the court. And then, so yeah, that was a pretty amazing experience and feeling to be able to win on a buzzer beater like that.
I think one of my favorite memories of this year probably has to been when I scored my 1,000 point. To me, it was a lot of build up, and then I eventually just kind of wanted to get past it so I can keep playing. But it was a real surreal moment, just to be able to join Shelby past the 1,000 mark, and couldn't have done it without the past three teams I've been on here, and then this team and the coaching staff. So I think it's a team effort when it comes down to it. But it was a really cool moment for me.
More memories to come, and lastly, before you guys head off and get going with the rest of your day, what is your, I guess, elevator pitch for future SAAC members on why they should join?
So the SAAC committee is still a fairly new program. I believe it's only in its 5th year. But I think that this committee and the committees that have come before have definitely built something that's going to last even past when we all graduate. We have a solid constitution and members who want to participate. We also have an amazing advisor, Marie. She helps us do anything and everything that the SAAC committee needs to put together, so shout out to Marie.
So if anyone is interested in joining the SAAC, we have our website online which lists all of our meeting dates, so you can just come and stop by one of us. Or you can talk to your team's representative. We have women's and men's basketball here, as well as women's soccer and women's cross country. Some of the other people you can talk to is for men's soccer, you can talk to Cruz Trinado. Men's cross country, Taylor Arrieta. Women's volleyball, Hannah Castillo. Or men's volleyball with Kyle Steffen or Sean Patty. And if you want to follow our updates, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at UC Merced SAAC.
And you can also visit ucmercedbobcats.com and click on the Student Athlete tab for more information. Well, guys, it's been a pleasure, and we'll have to catch up with you guys again for the latest updates in the future.
All right, well, thank you very much for tuning in to This Week in Bobcat Athletics. I am Kimi Sato, Marketing Chair on the women's basketball team.
I'm Christina Castro, Secretary for the women's basketball team.
I'm Doris Reyes, Community Outreach Chair from Women's Cross Country.
Abby Lee Meneses. I'm the president from women's soccer.
And I'm Aaron Laughlin, men's basketball vice president, and we are signing off.
Goodbye.
Oh my God.